Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Blumenthal here, Natural Transplants. We're here in the DC office today. We got Lou coming up from Virginia Beach. Welcome, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, appreciate you doing this for everybody. If you wouldn't mind sharing your story with everybody, what brings you to us, and how'd you find us also?
Well, I mean, I've been wanting to do this for about a decade now,
Yeah.
and looking around at a bunch of different, treatment options, and this was the best one I found. I mean, the videos and the testimonials on the website. So been researching it for well over a year with you guys specifically, and finally, got it set up.
We have a lot of stalkers that eventually take their place. That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
And you've been on finasteride for a while.
Yeah.
Kind of holding everything at bay. But obviously you had some recession quite a while ago, but it hasn't gotten worse, which is great. But
yes, sir.
You're sort of sick of where it is, and you kind of want to get your hairline back at least. Which you actually hide it pretty well. When you comb back, there's a little bit more loss than it appears at first. But we're gonna basically give you back your hairline, blend it in as well into the frontal third area. We're not going to go too much into the real meat of the hair, but kind of blend it in the front up here. But I think it's going to look awesome. We talked about, obviously, you got typical white guy hair with the fine, thin, straight hair. Wouldn't shock me if we would need a second coat at some point. We talked a little bit about that, but hopefully one will be enough. But I think it's healthy to kind of go into it thinking this may be a second coat, but we'll see how the first coat goes. And you may be back in a year to get the second coat. Hopefully not, but we'll see.
Yeah,
all right?
I'm excited.
We'll draw it all out. We'll take some pictures, and we'll check in with you after that. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Thanks.
We are back with Lou, and as you can tell, we've drawn out the line. We decided to add a little bit of temples as well too. He had the recession of the temples made his forehead look a little wider than he'd liked. So we drew out the temples. Sometimes you draw it out and it doesn't really do much for the patient. Other times you're like, oh yeah, you got to have it. And so he was one of those. You sort of got to have it. And I think it made a huge difference. So you don't have to do a lot. It can be very subtle, just bringing it in a couple degrees. And then obviously we're going to do kind of the front half of the frontal third and drop this hairline down some. I think we both like it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Got a couple Valium on board. We're going to head next door, start up, and we'll check in with you.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Awesome. All right, we are finished. Lou, you did it, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell everybody how they went.
It was easy. I mean, other than getting the pain injection shots, the numbing shots, everything. I mean, that was slightly unpleasant. Everything else was a breeze.
You were a rock star, man.
Yeah,
You didn't even flinch.
You guys make it easy.
We had fun. So I love what we did today. I think the temples are going to be perfect. I think it was a great call doing the temples. I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit. But again, conservative on the temples. We didn't go huge on them, but I think even just that little bit we did, that 10-degree difference is going to make a massive improvement. And then obviously we just crushed the
hairline.
Crushed the hairline. I think it looks really nice and natural on it. I love it. Thank you for doing this. Appreciate it. Any words of advice? Anybody out there that's kind of on the fence? Just go ahead and do stalking like you for a year or two.
Yeah. The only regret I have is that I didn't do it sooner. Honestly, I swear.
Very cool. So, I appreciate it. Welcome to the family.
Yeah. Thank you.
We'll keep tabs on you as the year goes, but hopefully in a year from now we'll if we have to do a second coat, we can do a second coat. But if not, hopefully that'll be a home run.
Yes, sir.
Sound good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Doctor.
Take the first step to better hair. Call 844-327-4247 to schedule your free virtual consultation.